Hey guys, welcome back to Off-Cam Celebs. In today's video, we'll talk about the top 20 celebrities you didn't know were married to each other. Number 20, Peter Sarsgaard and Maggie Gyllenhaal. Despite decades of hard work, numerous film and television roles, and countless awards, this modest couple has successfully avoided becoming tabloid fodder. Peter Sarsgaard and Maggie Gyllenhaal have been married since 2009 and have two children, Ramona and Gloria Ray. They met soon after Gyllenhaal's breakthrough of the performance in 2002's Secretary. They got engaged 4 years later. Sarsgaard is good friends with Maggie's well-known brother, Jake. The two have appeared in a number of films. Sarsgaard and Maggie have yet to appear in a film together, with the exception of the short film High Falls. Maybe that's the key to their marital success. Number 19, Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Hilary Burton. Before getting married in 2019, Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Hilary Burton had been together for over a decade. They met through mutual friends, fellow celeb couples Jensen and Daniel Ackles, and began dating in 2009. Burton had previously worked with Daniel on The One Tree Hill, and Jensen had known Jeffrey Dean Morgan from their time together on Supernatural, Burton and Morgan hit of Right Away, and would later appeared in an episode of The Walking Dead as, you guessed it, husband and wife. Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Hilary Burton are parents of two children who live on a farm in upstate New York. Number 18, Troian Belisario and Patrick Adams. While working in 2009 play Equivocation, Troian Belisario and Patrick Adams met. They began dating after becoming friends, but Belisario abruptly ended things. Adam, on the other hand, refused to let the relationship die, auditioning for a small part of Pretty Little Liars just to be near his ex. I prepared to be this Pretty Little Liars audition more than I've prepared for anything in my life. The plan worked and the couple's romance was rekindled. They married in 2016 and their first child was born 2 years later. The celebrity couple is also not afraid to collaborate, having appeared in 2 episodes of Suits as well as a couple of short films. Number 17, Elizabeth Moss and Fred Armisen. Buckle up because the next section is going to be a little bumpy. In 2018, Elizabeth Moss and Fred Armisen met during a taping of Saturday Night Live. Moss was on the other hand to support the Madman co-star Jon Hamm and to take part in only one of the sketches, while Armisen was a full-time SNL cast member. A whirlwind romance ensued and the two were engaged 3 months later. They got married 9 months later. Unfortunately, it was all downhill from there from her season. Moss filed for divorce and after less than a year of marriage, later describing the experience as extremely traumatic, awful, and horrible. Armisen agreed, telling Howard Stern, "I think I was a terrible husband and I think I'm a terrible boyfriend." Paula Abdul and Emilio Estevez. People nowadays can simply swipe their fingers to go on a date. However, things were a little different in the early 1990s. Just ask actor the director Emilio Estevez, who allegedly used a call Paula Abdul to express his admiration for her work. They communicated for months before finally meeting for a date in 1991. Soon after, the two became engaged and married in California in 1992. The couple was happy for the most part, but they divorced in 1994. Some thought Estevez had cheated, but the truth was that Abdul desired children, and Estevez, who already had them from a previous relationship, did not. It was heartbreaking for us both, Abdul later said. Number 15, Kristen Taylor and Ben Stiller. 2 children, 6 film and television projects, and a marriage of 17 years. Christine Taylor and Ben Stiller both have impressive stats. They met in the late 1990s while filming a pilot that never made it to the screen, and they married in Hawaii in the year 2000s. It was only natural and the two would cross paths while at work because working together would become a habit. Taylor and Stiller have a diverse filmography ranging from Zoolander to Tropic Thunder. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to keep the couple together, and they split up in 2017. Felicity Huffman and William Massey. The first thing that comes to mind when people think of Felicity Huffman is probably not who she's married to, at least not after she became deeply involved in the infamous 2019 college admissions scandal. However, one fact about the former Desperate Housewives star that you may have been surprised to learn is that she has been married to fellow actor William Massey in 1997. The couple is the parents of 2 children, one of whom was the impetus of Huffman's participation in the aforementioned cheating scandal. Anyway, fun fact, both Huffman and Massey have stars on Hollywood Walk of Fame, so that's fine. Alison, Brie, and Dave Franco. We'll never know how the celebrity couple managed to keep their relationship a secret for so long. Alison, Brie, and Dave Franco were set up by friends, and first official hookup happened after the Mardi Gras celebration in 2011. In 2020, Brie described their first night together in an interview with late-night talk show host Jimmy Fallon. They began dating soon after, and by 2015, they were engaged. They married in 2017 and have been happy ever since. Brie and Franco have worked together on several projects, including The Disaster Artist and Franco's directorial debut, The Rental. Isla Fisher and Sasha Baron Cohen. When funny people get back together, sparks fly. That was the case when Isabella Fisher met Sasha Baron Cohen. The future Wedding Crashers and Borat stars first met in 2002, when Fisher was still a relative unknown and Baron Cohen was experiencing his first taste of fame thanks to Ali G's show. Despite the fact that the both of their careers were thriving in the mid-2000s, they never neglected their relationship. Baron Cohen proposed in 2004, and after a brief 6-year engagement, the couple married in Paris in 2010. The couple has 3 children, several awards, and a handful of iconic roles. Sasha Baron Cohen and Isla Fisher are together still, and they live in Sydney, Australia. Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. This iconic 2000s couples met I Know What You Did last summer in 1997. Their first date, however, took place 3 years later. Gellar and Prinze Jr. were supposed to meet for dinner with a mutual friend, according to the story. When their friend failed to appear, they decided to eat together anyway. That dinner exposed Prinze Jr. to a different side of Gellar, which drove him insane. After a year, Prinze Jr. proposed, and the couple married in Mexico in 2002. They had a daughter in 2009, followed by a son 3 years later. Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. are still going strong. Amber Tamblyn and David Cross. While their relationship has received some criticism due to their significant age difference, David Cross and Amber Tamblyn appear to be in love. Cross rose to prominence and with unconventional portrayal of Tobias Franke on Arrested Development, began dating his future wife in 2007. Cross was reportedly hesitant to make a move on the sisterhood of the Traveling Pants actress due to their significant age difference. But once he did, everything went better and he could have imagined. They married in 2012 and had their first child in 2017. Chrisley Brinkley and Billie Joelle. With Joelle riding a wave of top 40 hits and Brinkley fresh off the success of her role in National Lampoon's Vacation, these two must have been overjoyed to meet back in 1983. They would eventually marry 2 years later, but don't worry if you missed the wedding. The two celebrities have been married a total of 8 times. However, the power couple made it work for 9 years. Regrettably, they split up in 1994, but not before giving birth to a daughter named Alexa Ray Joelle. Thankfully, Billie and Christy are still good friends. Lisa Bonet and Jason Momoa. That's right, your favorite Game of Thrones hunk from Season 1 is married to the Nis Huxtable from The Cosby Show. Back in 2007, the two expressed their thoughts long before Momoa's heinous portrayal of Khal Drogo entered the cultural lexicon. Bonet and Momoa have been together since 2005 and have 2 children, Lola Lolani and Nakoa Wolf. Those are some seriously cool names, which are most likely a result of having super cool parents. It would be an understatement to say that we adore the celebrity couple. Christina Hendricks and Joffrey Arendt. Here's something we didn't see coming. Aaron, best known for his role as Joseph Gordon-Levitt's crass best friend Mackenzie in 500 Days of Summer, and Hendrix of Mad Men fame, met a party hosted by Hendrix's co-star Vincent Cartiser. The two hit off the right way, with Hendrix asking Aaron for his phone number that very night. It didn't take long for them to fall in love with each other. They married in New York City in 2009. They dedicated actors there previously stated that they did not intend to have children. Their divorce was finalized by the end of 2019. Rachel Weisz and Danielle Craig. We shouldn't be surprised that super spy James Bond was able to keep his marriage relatively private. Craig and co-star Rachel Weisz became dating in 2010 and married 7 months later. Discussed the concept of love at first sight. The two British actors had known each other for a while before that, but the only thing started dating after working together in 2011 film Dream House. Surprisingly, the two played husband and wife in the film. We don't know what else to say if that isn't love imitating art. Uma Thurman and Gary Oldman. These two had a total of 7 marriages, so we're not surprised to learn that one of them was to each other. The year was 1990 and Thurman and Oldman were two young actors on the rise. They met for the first time while filming the crime film State of Grace. They married the following year after. Unfortunately, the two actors' relationship was short-lived. Only 2 years later, the couple decided to divorce. Perhaps it was for the best, as both went to enormous success in Hollywood. Lisa Marie Presley and Nicolas Cage. In terms of unlikely marriages, this one is near to the top of the list. When Elvis Presley's daughter ended her engagement to another man, it was because she had recently met Cage at a party. The singer with a famous father and the actor with the tumultuous career, on the other hand, would not be together for long. Choosing to get married in Hawaii only 10 days removed Cage's proposal. The union would last just 108 days. In fact, the time it took them to divorce was longer than the time they were married. Jennifer Grey and Clark Gregg. If you don't know who Jennifer Grey is, please accept our apology for missing out. She was one of the most popular stars in 1980s, appearing in films such as Dirty Dancing and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Her almost 20-year ex-husband is no slouch himself, having appeared in a number of Marvel films as a tough guy SHIELD agent, Phil Coulson. The two chose to keep their marriage private over the years, which is why you never noticed they were together. Well, they did. They appeared in an episode of Christine's New Adventures in which their characters go on a date. However, the couple divorced amicably in 2021. Number 2. Alexis Bledel and Vincent Cartiser. You recognize him from Mad Men and you recognize her from Gilmore Girls. However, did you know they are married? The two first met on set of Mad Men in 2012 when Bledel was cast in a 3-episode story arc with which she hooks up. Perhaps it was the couple's steamy scenes that sparked their passion. All we know is that they were married 2 years later in California. Shortly after the birth of their first child in 2015, we're hoping these two are in it for a long haul because they're cute couple. And on the top of our list, we have Adam Brody and Leighton Mister. Gosh dang you, Adam Brody, you only had one job. Marry your OC co-star and longtime on-screen girlfriend, Rachel Bilson. Unfortunately, both Brody and Bilson ended up with other people. They're both actors, which is iconic. Brody met Leighton Mister while they were filming a movie together in 2010. 4 years later, they married. In all honesty, Brody and Mister are a cute couple.